Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get into today's topic, a quick side thing. I'm going to be visiting my grandparents in New Hampshire at the end of the month, the end of August. So, as I've mentioned in some of my other videos, there's an arcade there called Fun Spot, which has 3 floors. And my grandparents have lived in New Hampshire for as far back as I can remember, so I've been to Fun Spot 100 times, but that's something I've been wanting to do for a while, so while I'm up there, if I get a chance, I'm going to try and do a vlog type video of Fun Spot, which I'll upload onto here, because normally I don't do vlogs, but this is like an arcade, it's gaming related, so it's something I'll upload onto here for you guys who have never seen Fun Spot or heard of it or whatever, so just for you guys to, anyway, so that's just a maybe right now. It's not a definite, it's a maybe. But on to today's topic, movies based off of video games. How many are good? How many are meh? How many are bad? And how many suck so bad you end up punching the wall? Anyway, I'm going to focus on 2, sort of. Well, there are 2 that are based off the same series. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I'm going to do sort of a comparison between the 2 of them. First off, let's talk about hype. The first one, there was a lot of hype behind this because in the 90s, fighting games were huge, especially the Mortal Kombat series. I mean, let's not forget, this was also the martial arts era with Power Rangers and stuff, so there was a lot of hype behind this movie when it was coming out in theaters and stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters, but I know I tell the story every time I bring up this movie, but when this came out on video, my brother rented it, and we literally watched it 6 times in a row. And that was just Saturday. But that's how much hype there was about that movie. That was just such a big deal when that came out. Especially where the Mortal Kombat was on like the 3rd game and stuff, and the 4th one was coming out a few years later. But Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I feel like people weren't too hyped about this movie. I mean, after it came out, and it was like, yeah, that's not the point. But I feel like when this movie was coming out, people weren't too excited for it, but yeah. Now, of course, we gotta talk about the fights. I think the first one has some really good fights. I know it's not rated R or anything, but like the fights and the fatalities and stuff, we'll touch more on that. The fights in this one, I think, were really good. My favorite has to be Liu Kang versus Reptile, because those are 2 of my favorite characters, and the music on that part is really good too. And the fight with Scorpion and Johnny Cage was awesome. The other ones are good too, like Kano versus Sonya, Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung. That one's really good. Then there's the ones where like Liu Kang, Sonya, and Johnny Cage are fighting like all the ninja guys and stuff, and well, you get the picture. But and then the fatality type things. I know like this movie is a little frowned upon in recent years because it's not rated R. Ooh, well, but it's still pretty graphic though. I mean, having Sub-Zero getting impaled by a giant icicle, like that was awesome. And then when Scorpion, like Johnny Cage throws that like spear type thing, cutting his shoulder, then slicing his waist with that metal buzzsaw shield type thing, cutting off half his head. That was freaking sick. And then when Liu Kang shoots Shang Tsung, knocking him with his fireball, knocking him onto the spike, and he turns into like I think his flesh melts away or something. It's kind of gross looking, but and then even when Liu Kang fights that Jamaican guy and he drop kicks him in the chest, I'm pretty sure he breaks his ribs right there. Now with the second movie, I feel like the fights, they're really short. Like a lot of them are only like a couple minutes, give or take, and then the deaths are just so tame. Like, God, like Melina and what the hell's his name? Ermac get their necks broken. Smoke and Cyrax blow up. Granted, Cyrax gets burned first, but that's not the point. Jeez, what the fuck's his name? Rain and Baraka get knocked into that fire pit where they don't really show anything. Shiva just gets crushed. Jade gets eaten by that dated CG creature thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just... the deaths are very tame in that one. As well as, like, the fights and stuff. And then this one, the acting is really good. Like, there's a lot of there's some familiar faces in there and stuff, and then this one, it's just most of the acting is so bad, and it's half the actors in this are just like, who? Not to mention the characters. Like, let's talk about that. The characters in this are portrayed so well. Like the people, even if the actors like Robin Shou, I know him from other movies, and I know Christopher Lambert, and I can never remember her name. It's probably on here. Yeah, Bridget Wilson. I know her from, okay, there's a siren going by out there. I know Bridget Wilson. I know her from Last Action Hero. But then it's like, a lot of the actors in this, it's like, who? And I swear they're just like some cheap, low-budget actors or something. But like I said, they're just not portrayed very well. And the other thing is, let's talk about, like, Shao Kahn. Why is it at the end of this movie he's so, like... And he's only in it for, like, 5 seconds, but he's all, like, demonic and everything. Like, you weak, pathetic. In this, he's just... He's clearly human, and his... I don't even know the guy's name, but his acting is horrible. And then his mask is just, like... It looks like a third grader made it in art class, and when he talks while wearing it, it just looks terrible. And don't even get me started on the fact that him, Shao Kahn, and Raiden are family. Ugh, what were they thinking? And then there's the creature-like characters, like Goro, for example. In the first movie, he's like clay animation, and it's really well done. In this movie, we have Shiva and Motaro, who they look way too human. Like, I don't even, like, I guess maybe they're just too lazy to do, like, clay, or cheap to do clay animation, so they just use, like, actors with, like, makeup and cheap props or something. It looks terrible. Like, they don't, like I said, they don't even look like the creatures they're based off. You can literally tell they're humans. And then Scorpion and Sub-Zero, who are, like, probably the two most iconic characters in the series, they're in the movie for less than 5 minutes. Like, really? And speaking of the ninjas, because there's a Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Rain, Ermac, Reptile. Ermac is the only one of the ninjas who's in the movie a lot. He's in it more than all the others combined. And he has one line. And then you have Rain, who's in it for, like, 30 seconds, and he has more lines than Ermac. Just, wow. And the only good thing about them is maybe the music. Like, the music is good in the movies, I think, but that's about it. But I could keep going on comparisons between these two movies, but clearly the first one is far superior than the second one. They were actually going to make a third one, but the second one did so bad that it never happened, so... What do you guys think of these movies? Do they still hold up pretty well? Like, do you agree with me, why is this upside down, that the first one is better than the second, or whatever, but... I don't know. So... That's just, I guess that's about it for these movies. That's all I can say about them. I still like the first one. I watched it. The second one, yeah, it's bad, but it has its moments. I can still watch it more than once. I've seen worse. But, yeah, the first one is definitely, like I said, far superior. So, I guess that's about it for this video. I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.